jellyfishing, 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 jellyfishing.
Welcome back, race fans, here to the Doublemint Cup Series. Man, oh man, it's been such a while, and well, let's just say COVID has really taken over the series. And you notice the banners are green, or they're not green anymore, excuse me, they're yellow now. So those are gamer colors to be exact, and that's because they were put in the washing machine, and well, that's the end result of the colors. So Nick Gunther on pole here, Jeremy Jones on his outside, and you got Charles Sanford, Vince Freeze, Jonathan Zorland, Betty Johnson. A couple of notables here, and a new round in terms of the playoffs here. One final round left, the round of 8, before we decide our final 4 for the championship in the Doublemint Cup Series. Pace car is off, and 67 laps of pain and suffering for a lot of these drivers as they take the green flag here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's time to go racing. And already down the back straight they go. You see some 3-wide action near the mid-pack. That is the 44, Jessica Emery, Audrey Baranowskis on that inside, Jesse Turner. And the 16 of Jack Halleck up on that upper groove as they end lap number 1. 67 laps here at Texas. Plenty of time left, but already Nick Gunther leading that first lap. He wants to get those bonus points up, and unfortunately also the point system is a little bit inaccurate now, but you know, in terms of the reset, it's pretty much the same thing. So there's more bonuses to leading laps and winning the race, and well, obviously if you win the race, you're locked into the final round in terms of the playoff bubble. Caution off of turn number 4, crash off of turn number 4, looks to be Cody Lamas, the 25 of Eric Rodriguez. Tommy Turbo's collected, and so is Johnny Gardner. Caution's gonna fly out for the very first time today. And here they come, they're actually gonna slow themselves down. They're checking up off of turn number 2, and well, looks like a lot of them actually crossed the line, but Charles Sanford's in the lead. Jonathan Zorland following right behind him in the coattails of that Nature's Bakery machine as they bring themselves towards that caution flag for the very first time tonight. So Eric Rodriguez had some contact with Angel Navarro into the path of PJ Williams, but then the 25 goes sideways trying to save it, but just no traction from there. Cody Lama swept up into the carnage. Tommy Turbo almost got through, but just got clipped at the end. And then look at Jack James just squeeze his way through. Johnny Gardner gets a little snippet of the wreck. Front end damage, but otherwise no harm, no foul for the 22, but 2 chases with significant damage early on here at Texas, as we'll take you back for the restart. Charles Sanford will lead on the restart to start lap number 8 in terms of drivers out of the race. Cody Lamas' hopes and dreams are already down the drain in terms of the playoff hopes. In the first race of the round of 8, he is going to finish 42nd. Jesse Turner out with a piston failure, and Ian Dutta having some mechanical issues down pit road, and that took them a while to find the issues that were under the hood of that CAM machine. Dutta, due to the funding, they have moved over to Ford, and with the go fast numbers, look at him try and jumpstart away. Charles Sanford, though, trying to run away here. Great start by him. Jonathan Zorland files in second, but look at Nick Gunther making his way up to third, and Betty Johnson gonna try and follow in line. Look at the 38, though, of Jonathan Rains. Oh, squeezing the issue, making it 3 wide off of turn number 2. And look at Mike Hawk in that 3 car. Great run for the AAA machine. Look at Kyle Matthews down at the bottom. Joshua Sekuli also following in tow, but Charles Sanford already getting shoved way up the racetrack. And just like that, he's going to lose the lead to Nick Gunther once again. And Gunther trying to put on a statement for the 35 team. They're crashing right behind him. Hard into the wall goes Jeffrey Finguy. And there was Charles Sanford who was leading. And they're still piling in. Angel Navarro, significant damage. Tommy Turbo's done. And that's another playoff contender out of the race early on. And just like that, the restarts are getting chaotic here. Kev Shear down the apron. He's trying to get out of harm's way. But The field gonna get themselves back underway, and another caution flies on the racetrack, and Ian Dutta's gonna be back on the lead lap here at Texas. So here's what happened. You see Charles Sanford on the top side of your screen. Jonathan Zorlin just clips the quarter panel of the 10. And then Jeffrey Fingai, innocent bystander, gets clipped. And two Stuart Haas cars go careening into the outside wall. Head-on collision with the turn 1 safer barrier. And Charles Sanford ends up finding the back end of his race car destroyed. And from there on, the caution is just out. The two of them just kind of gliding down the racetrack in front of the field. And luckily, a grand majority of the cars didn't pile in, but Tommy Turbo and Angel Navarro, not so lucky. They just slide in there hard lick for the 95 and the 78, and Tommy Turbo's going to be out of the race early on. We saw Cody Lamas, a casualty of Texas, and now Tommy Turbo's the next playoff contender to bite the dust, and already some early chaos here in Fort Worth. Here is Mike Hawk's rear view cam, and you just saw the crash unravel. Pace car will be off turn number 4 to start lap number 14. Andre Baranowskis leads with O'Neal Baldwin in second, Gunther third, Matthews fourth, and Joshua Sekula your top 5. Single final across the line, and the green flag is back underway, and the Kroger machine will lead us down. Matthews already going down on the inside of Nick Gunther for the all-important third spot. Sekula almost getting nudged by his teammate there. And the 3 machine looking very good on the radar. Reigns and William Brock also coming in, as well as Will Goss in that 5-hour energy machine. And there goes Goss looking for the 9th spot. Betty Johnson still lurking outside the top 10. Jessica Emery getting hounded by Bill Gunther in the 34. And there is Luis Hernandez in the 33 machine. Also, Pat Johnson, Indianapolis winner, coming in hot though. And there's Jeremy Jones, Seth Cole in a new ride this week in the 77 instead of the 80, because I lost the car file and I certainly don't know where it went. And there is Chris Dodd. William Duncan falling backwards though, but in terms of other playoff contenders, they're not really doing as well, because all the other playoff contenders are either wrecked out or just so far in the back that really, you can't really lose too much unless you literally wreck out. So Dylan Schwallenberg right now the highest playoff contender, running inside that top 20. Maybe looking for more here if that 20 comes to life near the end of things. But William Duncan not looking too hot. Jack Halleck on the bumper. PJ Williams down to the inside in the Aris Dream Machine. Or just the Aris machine to be exact, as Halleck now weaves his way around the 6th machine. And really, Duncan's car not looking too hot right now, because here comes Johnny Gardner down the inside. Jack James all running in the back. I think they're all hoping for a wreck to happen and let natural selection take its place, but that's not really being the case so far. They're actually getting into a good rhythm here on lap number 17. And those 67 laps seem like an eternity. These things could last quickly if cautions fly so swiftly. But there you see Hernandez on the inside of Jonathan Zorlin, Betty Johnson on the inside of Audra Baranowskis, and Nick Gunther falling outside the top 10 and the 35 machine. So couple drivers just moving to and fro. Some are moving forward, some are staying back. O'Neal Baldwin though leads the way, Kyle Matthews second, and there is Mike Hawk in third in that 3 machine. Will Goss though on the move, has the slipstream, goes down the inside, and Will Goss looking for some good old money as he goes up to third, and Bill Gunther on the move. And look at the front row cars moving up to third and fourth, or fourth and fifth if they can get there in time. And man, that 33 is also on the move. So everybody just kind of in a rhythm right now. Scott Roush not looking too pretty in the 60 car. A little bit backwards here, has to do something. They've got to make some good adjustments if they want to put themselves at the right place at the right time. Jonathan Reigns down to the inside and easily passes the 34, and the Florida Lottery machine, even though this is Texas. Oh my goodness, what a crash back there. Joey Murphy's upside down, Schwallenberg's upside down, and it's a death roll for Joey Murphy's. The Geico machine slides his way back onto his wheels. Schwallenberg had a nasty shot. Scott Roush and Duncan also win it, and this might be the championship killer for a lot of drivers. Schwallenberg just pulverized the turn 2 wall, and then Joey Murphy piled in there. What a wreck on lap 21. And O'Neal Baldwin's going to lead the field down back towards the line. And the field getting themselves bunched up. And we're going to have to see a replay on what happened. So it looks like Jeremy Jones was on the back bumper of Schwallenberg and just got the quarter panel once again, and around he went. Bam! Into the outside wall, goes upside down, and then Joey Murphy clips him, and he too goes flipping down the back straightaway. A massive tumble down on the backstretch, and the Geico machine goes for a wild ride. There's William Duncan. He ran into Schwallenberg, actually, looks like. Richard Johnson's in it. There you see Charles Samper. I think he got some front-end damage to his car, but a lot of destroyed cars and three more playoff contenders. Could be out of this one, or really two of them technically, because Duncan and Schwallenberg are the ones with the yellow spoilers and banners on them, but a nasty wreck off of turn 2. Here's Seth Cole's on board here. You're going to see a great view. O'Neal Baldwin will continue to lead, and now it's 32 cars remaining in the race. So we got a lot of people out of the race because of that big wreck off of turn 2. And really, Scott Roush, the only car lap down, so hoping he gets back on the lead lap. But with the damage he has, it might be unlikely for this 16 team, but maybe hoping for some track position and some attrition to fill in. It's only lap 24 and plenty of time left, but already some chaos that has taken a lot of good drivers out. Back underway we go. Goss to the inside, Matthews to the inside, and so does Pat Johnson. 3 cars all tucked under a blanket down at the bottom of the racetrack, all trying to get 3 spots just like that. Goss takes the lead off of turn 2. Matthews, though, is now going to challenge for second on O'Neal Baldwin. And look at Pat Johnson sitting there. There is Hernandez, Mike Hawk in the 3. So basically, Richard Childress Racing having a pretty much a field day with all 3 of their cars still in the race so far. Or actually, 3 out of the 4, actually, because Vince Freeze is out of the race early on. There's Chris Dodd in the 88, also kind of chilling there. But Will Goss now trying to run away with the race lead. And Pat Johnson's going to go at it for the runner-up spot in that FedEx Express machine. There you see Jonathan Rains moving his way up inside the top 5. Betty Johnson in the Maxwell House machine is now up to P5 here at Texas. Bill Gunther making a statement for himself, has been running in the top 10 all race long. There's William Brock, PJ Williams starting to methodically move his way forward in the 19 machine. And you see a good breakaway here. That's Jonathan Zorlin in the 5 leading that secondary pack of cars in 16th. There's Annie Thomas, Jack Halleck, Jack James, so 2 Jacks in a row. And there is Jeremy Jones, who took out Dylan Schwallenberg in unbelievable fashion. Nick Gunther getting around Johnny Gardner in the 22. Remember, Gardner also making it to the playoffs. There's Dylan Young down on the inside. Dylan Young had an early exit in terms of the playoff hopes, so he's looking to really wrap things up in a polite manner. Richard Johnson challenging JT Bryant in the 12 machine, as well as Gabe Williams in the 18. Seth Cole, great avoidance there in the secondary wreck. Great job for him for the tertiary wreck there for that 3rd caution. And there you see Reigns trying to fight back on the outside groove of Betty Johnson, challenging that 83. Goss losing the lead to Pat Johnson, though, and now it's car number 11 to the front here at Texas. Matthews up to 2nd as Goss drops down to 3rd. Bill Gunther in the charge. He is in 4th. Right now, the dockside machine. PJ Williams, though, right now is the highest running playoff contender, just on the outskirts of the top 10, running in 13th. At the moment, now looking for more here underneath the 1 and the 47, and that's going to be 2 spots like that. He might catapult himself up to 11th here. BJ Williams has been a very quiet driver in the Doublemint Cup Series. They've been messing around with the simulators. In terms of this long hiatus, it feels as though the Olympics have come back, and that is the Doublemint Cup Series in a nutshell. Kyle Matthews didn't really have a good amount of steam off of turn 2, and look at Will Goss. He's going to sucker him in for that 2nd spot. And there is Bill Gunther. Again, we need to mention him now, trying to take 3rd away. Goss up to 2nd, Bill Gunther up to 3rd, and now they're going to try and chase down Pat Johnson in that 11. William Brock also on the move as well. That Nico machine is up past Jonathan Reigns. RCR is not really all having a trio of cars battling it out. They're actually going to go 3 wide into turn 3. With Luis Hernandez down at the bottom, Mike Hawk up top, and he's actually holding his ground well. Look at the 3-car huge head of steam, and great exit speed there. He's going to fend for himself, and he's going to stay in 8th. So Josh Sakuli sitting in the top 10. I think he's one of those few drivers that have yet to crack a top 5 this season, so what would be a day if he could finally do that? But here comes Dodd down on the inside once again in the Nationwide machine. Andre Baranowskis, though, was running up front. O'Neal Baldwin was at well for the time being, but they have dropped backwards here. And look at the domino effect here. They have caught Scott Roush once again, and Roush playing as a lap car. He could be the wild card in this pick. And he's going to hold up the outside groove here, so not much liking to the upper groove. Scott Roush gets out of harm's way, but for others, that's going to hurt him. And there is Baranowskis. PJ Williams, huge for him, as Jack James did zoom on by. Nick Gunther's trying to do the exact same thing. Baranowskis, very impatient with Scott Roush. Ooh, got into the back of him for the time being. And as we reach the halfway point of the race, or past the halfway point of the race, it's still Pat Johnson with a very big gap over the rest of the field. Luis Hernandez passing Jonathan Reigns for 7th. But it's really a dogfight from the mid-pack. Really the outs near the top 10 area towards the mid-pack range. That's kind of the hornet's nest for the time being. Jack James on the move here in the 42 in the Coca-Cola machine. And really this 42 car has not been the best all day, but they are getting themselves up there at the right place at the right time, using lap cars as a pick. They just passed Hawk and Reigns, and he's trying to help teammate O'Neal Baldwin out for the position on Chris Dunn. That is for the top 10 here. They are all working together. There they go in the back. Reigns into the outside wall. Andy Thomas collected. Kev Shears involved. And the rest of the field in the back are going to pile into the carnage. Dylan Young, Johnny Gardner. Oh, and they're still wrecking. Their ARCA breaking into the front straightaway. Scott Roush's car is destroyed. Johnny Gardner was in it. You saw his car swept up in the carnage. Kev Shear, there's Richard Johnson, Jeremy Jones, Dylan Young, Zachary Fitzwater's in it. And there's Ian Dutta's Can-Am machine. So more cars are going to bite the dust. Seth Cole not so lucky this time around. Jack Halleck's not lucky. There is Eric Rodriguez, and we're barely going to have anybody left at the end of this race here, and it's only lap 38. Dylan Young still in the middle of the racetrack, so you might want to look out for him. And Young heavy front-end damage, but it all started when the 38 was spun off of turn 4, and calamity ensued as we're back under caution once again. So they were 3 wide off of turn 4. Kev Shear just tightens up off of 4, clips the 38, and in at the path of Andy Thomas, and around goes the 38 of Jonathan Reigns, and Kev Shear trying to keep his car afoot, hits the wall, and Andy Thomas nowhere to go. Good avoidances by PJ Williams, Gunther, and Sakuli, looks like. But then watch the rest of the field. They come piling in. There's Andre Baranowskis coming into the picture. Bam! Into the front end. Jack Halleck nowhere to go. All these drivers are just so committed. Jeremy Jones just clobbers the 41, his teammate, in that. So Stewart Haas Racing not going to have an ideal day. There's JT Bryant. And there's Gabe Williams and Seth Cole. They're just all trying to hit the brakes at this point and just run into each other because there's no space left. Dylan Young, no place to go. And here's the rest of the field, the rest of the victims coming in. It is just a demolition derby here at Texas. Richard Johnson getting hit by Ian Dutta. They're going to go sliding in at the end. Johnny Gardner looked to be safe and stone, but watch the 21 come flying, and they're wham into the 22. And there is just calamity everywhere. The track is basically blocked at this rate. And in iRacing, that would be an automatic 4X and maybe more for some of them, so out of the race goes a grand majority of the field. The big one strikes here at Texas. On board with Annie Thomas, and you watch the 38 get out of shape right into her path, and then no place to go. On board with Johnny Gardner. will be one to go coming towards the line, or in terms of pace laps, excuse me. It'll be lap 42, so still laps to go in this race while Goss leads, but he's got a handful of cars on the inside and outside of him that he's going to have to deal with here. So pace car is off, green flag is in the air, Goss leads him down. Look at Dylan Young making it 3 wide, trying to fight for positions on JT Bryan, but Pat Johnson stays up top. Goss goes down to the bottom immediately, but the lap car of Eric Rodriguez might play a handful, and Goss slides up, and into the wall he's gonna go, and around he's gonna go, right in front of the field. And Jack James just gets a snippet of it, and then he gets in it. Josh Zakuli's involved, they're wrecking once again. Goss trying to put the block, and it just didn't work out. And the caution's gonna fly, and they're still running into each other. Chaos here at Texas, they're wrecking basically every lap now. And it looks to be William Brock that leads. This time around, Pat Johnson's got some right side damage, but Goss tried to put a block, it just didn't work out. And the field is gonna be jammed up once again. So you see, while Goss was trying to get around Eric Rodriguez, and both of them went for the same lane, and Pat Johnson was just right there, and in the outside wall goes the 11, and Goss just gets clipped, and William Brock squeezes on through. Angel Navarro nowhere to go. You see JT Bryan getting turned by Bill Gunther. PJ Williams does a pretty good job. He gets through the carnage just fine. Jack James almost got through it, slipped and slid through there, but... And then watch the 3 of Mike Hawk. He actually does a great job. Ooh, man, close shave for the 3 machine. And man, this man has been on an adventure today. He's been avoiding wrecks left and right. What a great avoidance there. But for a lot of drivers, especially guys who had high hopes and dreams of winning this race at Texas, that's not likely to happen unless, well, more cars decide to die. Riding on board here with Mike Hawk.
Yeah, there's something loose between my legs. Apart from the obvious.
Great avoidance all around, and man, he was so ecstatic on the radio. He still has a shot to win this. Who knows what could happen. It'll be lap number 47 here, so we'll be reaching near the 20 laps to go mark here at Texas Motor Speedway. And in terms of how many drivers remain, well, we've got 18 cars left. This is basically a Pokemon Cup Series race at the rate this is going. But the pace car is off. The green flag's going to wave once again. And a great start by Pat Johnson. Look at him rocket his way. And they're going to try and get around lap traffic as soon as they can. And here comes Pat Johnson down on the inside. And Brock puts the block. Kyle Matthews sits on the upper groove. But look at the run he's going to get off of turn 2. Cars just bobbing and weaving. O'Neal Baldwin now finally navigating his way around lap traffic. Chris Daw is going to do the same. Zorlin, Gunther, PJ Williams, they're all going to try and work together. And the one almost got turned off of turn 4. Nick Gunther's going to be in a great spot right now. He's currently the highest playoff guy. Pat Johnson now to the race lead there. Passed in turn 1. Swift pass off the corner. And now he's up to P1. Kyle Matthews now up to 2nd. O'Neal Baldwin freight training the 7. He is on a mission right now. Look at the 1 machine come to life. And now look at the run he's going to get off of turn 4. Kyle Matthews sitting duck. Here comes Baldwin down the inside. Gunther's going to try and follow with Todd. But Gunther's going to fend for himself. Back down towards the bottom he's going to go. There's Jonathan Zorlin. There's Mike Hawk in the 3. All of them all running them down. Baldwin now up to 2nd. Past Kyle Matthews. He's got only 1 more car to conquer, and that is Pat Johnson. Johnson with the right side damage, but it doesn't look as bad as we thought it would be. He's currently in the lead. Gunther now up to 4th. Past Chris Dodd. PJ Williams, though, he is on the quarter panel. He's wanting to intimidate him off of turn 2. But now he moves down to the inside, and this is for the 4th position. Gunther shuts the door, though. But look at the breakaway here, and with only a handful of laps to go, Pat Johnson right now is set sail. He has been one of the better playoff contenders or non-playoff contenders in terms of being the spoiler as Mike Hawk gets around Nick Gunther for the 4th spot, or make that for 5th as PJ Williams moves up to 4th. And meanwhile, the battle for the lead is on. O'Neal Baldwin and Pat Johnson side by side down the front straightaway. And it looks to be O'Neal Baldwin that's going to lead. Here comes the 11, trying to get back down towards the bottom. Kyle Matthews, huge head of steam off of turn 2. Mike Hawk has moved up to 4th, past PJ Williams. Jonathan Zorlin's going to follow. Dodd goes down at the bottom. He's going to try and send it. Side by side, neck and neck, PJ Williams holds his ground in the middle groove, and he's going to get a good run off of turn 4. And Jonathan Zorlin's going to have to fight another day in terms of catching him once again, while Dodd is going to battle Hernandez for the 6th spot. But it's a 3-car breakaway. Can Mike Hawk catch them? 26.7 to a 26.6. They've got to figure something out. Williams again getting challenged by Jonathan Zorlin, but not enough time for the time being. He's got to be patient right now. Dodd, though, trying to get around Hernandez once again. Jack James, despite the damage he's had, he is still running inside the top 10. What a mad lad. Back down towards the bottom. James, huge head of steam. He's going to try and send it off the corner, but couldn't get there. Hernandez, though, trying to get the momentum off, but decides he's going to block him. Betty Johnson around Bill Gunther for position, but in terms of the 1 and the 11, they are gone from Kyle Matthews. But look at the gap. Let's see. Will it increase or will it decrease? It increases this time around. And so they're actually going to have to hope that lap traffic interferes with the process of the leaders. Jonathan Zorlin, though, now in the back bumper, putting the pressure down on PJ Williams. And he decides he's going to try maybe loosen that car up. But PJ is catching the 3-car just a stitch there. But really, O'Neal Baldwin and Pat Johnson are pretty even right now. Dodd now on the bumper of Jonathan Zorlin. Zorlin couldn't really able to capitalize here, but PJ's got a run off of turn 2. Now he's going to move down to the inside. Prime opportunity, and with a great run like this, he's going to have a very good lead coming into the next round. Same thing as Nick Gunther, or really as Jack James. If things go in the right direction, Nick Gunther's kind of faded in this race. He is outside the top 10. He is running in 14th. The gap now 0.36, but the battle for 4th is on, as well as for 6th, between PJ Williams, Mike Hawk, as Dodd gets around Jonathan Zorlin. PJ Williams trying to find his way down the bottom, still side by side. He's going to try and side draft him, but Mike Hawk having a very good car on the outside, very good on the defensive, but 3 cars are now going to team up on this 3 machine. PJ gets almost pinched, hits that white line a little bit there, and that's going to cause a big stack up. Dodd back down to the bottom, James down to the bottom this time around. Oh man, great battles all around, and Mike Hawk's gonna try and run away. And look at Luis Hernandez. Will he make it 3 wide underneath the 88 and the 19? No, he's not going to this time around. And there is Hernandez coming into the picture. Betty Johnson also coming out of nowhere in the 83. Her cars come to life. But back up front, though, Pat Johnson has actually closed the gap this time around on O'Neal Baldwin in the 1 machine. Can Ganassi find victory lane with the 1 car, or will someone else spoil the party? No playoff contenders in sight, as there goes Dodd. Oh, he had to check up in the corner. Look at Hernandez. He's going to have a good head of steam, but Zorlin's going to take advantage. He's going to get aggressive and try and help his teammate out, maybe go for more. Zorlin back down to the bottom, past Hernandez easily. Pat Johnson, though, is slowly gaining on this 1 car yet again. Johnson has had a very good second half of the season, though Annie Thomas had the fastest lap. She's out of the race, so none of that's really gonna matter. Mike Hawk is really holding up the rest of the top 10, really, and he is trying to hold on for dear life for 4th. Great run for him regardless, though, but again, there they come towards Eric Rodriguez. Where will they approach this 25? Will they approach him at a good time, or will it be the worst time possible in terms of the running order. Only 6 laps to go here at Texas, and down the back straightaway, they're going to go. O'Neal Baldwin. Oh, will he catch? Oh, they've caught him at a horrible time, so that's going to be in turn 3. And there, look at the gap. Look at Kyle Matthews. He's going to come in hot in that 24. They're all stuck behind the 25. And Rodriguez is going to hold the bottom. They're going to be 3 wide for the race lead. Matthews down at the bottom. Pat Johnson in the middle. Baldwin up top. Eric Rodriguez holding up the 11. And that's going to put the 24 in the race lead. And let's see, will Don and the others capitalize on Eric Rodriguez holding up the leaders? That's the real question. But now it's Kyle Matthews that came in clutch. He's in the race lead with only 4 laps to go. O'Neal Baldwin's gonna have to play catch up here. As you see the damage, which that's due to the cameras and our budget kicking in. And here comes Baldwin back down towards the bottom line. He's gonna try and send in the corner. Matthews has to give the space. And now they're side by side for the race lead here. Off of turn 4, neck and neck. Who's gonna lead the lap? Look to be Baldwin that time around by 1/100th of a second. And now Pat Johnson's going to move his way down to the bottom. To the inside he's going to go. Has the momentum off the corner. And he's easily going to take second away. And now he's going to have to catch O'Neal Baldwin once again. But there's also Dylan Young. He's going to be the wild card. If they catch him at a rapid pace, he could be running away. O'Neal Baldwin only has 2 laps left. Pat Johnson's gotta figure something out. Only 3/10 separate the 1 and the 11. Meanwhile, Dodd sitting in 4th. Betty Johnson has clocked her way up into the 5th spot with Hernandez and Hawk 6th and 7th right now. But here they come off of turn number 4. The white flag is going to fly. 1 more lap to go for O'Neal Baldwin. Into turn 1, they're going to go. Pat Johnson, huge head of steam into 1. He's going to have great center speed off the corner, but the matter at hand is, does he have enough? Into turn 3. Down the back straightaway they go for the final time. Into turn 3 for the final time. Pat Johnson, huge head of steam into 3 and 4. Not going to be enough. And the checkered flag's going to wave as O'Neal Baldwin's going to take the checkered flag and win here at Texas. What a run for O'Neal Baldwin. Pat Johnson 2nd. And Kyle Matthews ends up in 3rd. Dodd 4th. Betty Johnson 5th. And there is the 33 Fernandez 6th there. Mike Hawk at 7th. Johnson's rolling 8th. PJ Williams, highest running. Blamp contender 9th. And Jack James, your top 10. But O'Neal Baldwin has done it. He has found victory lane here in the bad boy off-road machine. And what a bad boy indeed. And man, if that kid made a TikTok, it would surely be tragic. But other than that though, thank you all for having to wait through this pandemic and through everything else in the Doublemint Cup series. We're going to be back in action for the next race here at Texas World, or for at this rate, we don't really know what the next round is due to the shenanigans going on, but we'll have to wait and see how things pan out. Other than that though, here are the rest of the race results, 1st through 28th, and now we're going to go through the rest on down. Basically only 18 cars remain in the race, and that's a lot of damage to a lot of drivers alike, a lot of their hopes and dreams destroyed, but well, it's just how it is sometimes. So again, congratulations to O'Neal Baldwin win. We'll take a look at the point standings here shortly after.